All right, let's get into some GHQ. If you don't know, we play Tuesday nights from 8 to 10 Eastern online GHQ Tuesdays, and we're live on Twitch during that time. So come and join us, join the Discord. Today, I'm going through a game that Aiden sent me. Aiden's playing as the blue pieces here, so I'm going to run through kind of some of the interesting parts of the game, and hopefully you guys enjoy that. Okay, so start off with red, just developing some of the heavy artillery pieces. We got the heavy artillery and the armored and regular 2-star artillery. Blue starts, get some artillery out plus the paratrooper. Paratrooper's nice, just gives you this global threat really early on. And red doesn't really respect that, but also red could be saying like, come and get me. Playing a little bit of a gambit because the thing is that like sometimes the threat is worse than the execution. It's nice just to have the paratrooper here. And so we're going to see what blue does. And blue plays it patient. Just gets gets the infantry out. One thing I like to tell people is, the artillery are strong. They control a lot of space, but they really need to be supported by infantry. The artillery cannot survive on their own. I mean, these artillery are good now, but they can become weak very quickly. So red just developing, getting some pieces out, and blue starting to make inroads, starting to push forward a little bit. Red coming way up. Look at this. This is the 4th rank. Red already stepping into the 4th rank. Blue barely has any pieces on the 6th rank. So red really pushing the front of the battle. And blue seizes the opportunity, comes in, grabs the heavy artillery. I don't hate this idea. It's red was playing very aggressively, and blue's basically saying, okay, yeah, how are you going to ever attack me without your heavy artillery? And blue kind of creates some counter threats here. So red probably just going to back up and pick up that paratrooper, and it's an exchange. I think of the paratrooper and the heavy artillery as being roughly comparable. They're both very powerful and can be used in very dynamic ways. So it's nice to get the heavy artillery off the board. But now, red has some ideas here. Now blue just starting to develop onto the 6th rank and create a strong front. Here's what you have to think about when you're in this position. Say you're red here. Red needs to attack you need to attack where you're strong, and red is strong on the left side of the board. What should red's plan be here? Red can actually create an incredibly powerful attack by bringing their artillery to this side of the board and starting to attack on the HQ. Blue, on the other hand, is over here and needs to start making threats this way. So red gets the paratrooper out and, to his credit, starts making progress over here. Blue develops, gets some infantry. I always like getting some infantry out, and brings his artillery up. And here's where I think red makes a bit of a mistake. Red moves these 3 pieces on the right side, trying to say, I'm defending against blue's attack. But I just want to point out that if red does something like maybe like this, if red brings these artillery in, this is a devastating attack because blue does not have a paratrooper. Blue cannot jump in to any of these squares, and this just creates a huge threat. Already these 2 infantry are under attack, and this is really what red's plan should be. GHQ is just as important to find good tactics as it is to create good plans, and this is the plan. This is the plan. Now you have to be careful, right? You can't like totally leave your artillery undefended, but red's got infantry. Red's got mobility that it can come bring these in and use those to defend. So this is the correct plan for red, and this is just too slow. I think it gives blue too much time to kind of defend themselves and bolster on the left side. And already, look, these are the 2 pieces that red decided to move, and blue's saying, okay, I'm just going to attack those things because now they're in my purview. and blue has created this threat, and now red has to respond to it. Now, in any position, you can always retreat or move forward. And I think a lot of people think to themselves, well, I need to come forward. I need to start attacking. But sometimes actually the best move is to just quietly bring your pieces back, don't overextend, and just kind of regroup. It's very hard to attack in GHQ, so time is on your side. But red decides to come in and counterattack and put some counter pressure. The reason I don't really like this is diagonals they're very weakening moves. I mean, red can easily be attacked from the square. He can't get in. Blue can't get anyone there just yet, but trust me, that can happen. And starting to move the HQ into the middle, which is not a bad idea, just to not get totally steamrolled. So blue sees the attack, backs up, and also instantly gets tempo on 3 of red's pieces. And that's just a powerful move, you know. A little scary here, you know. There's some various tactics where red can move an infantry here and pop in and potentially grab this heavy artillery. So you got to watch out for that. I think maybe a little bit safer if blue had backed up a little bit more, but okay. So red is just backing out and actually loses an infantry. And you know, you don't have that many infantry. I mean, especially at this point in the game, red has, you know, 6 on the board, and so losing 1 is, especially one that's that far advanced, is actually kind of a big deal. Red probably shouldn't have moved this artillery. They should have found a way to get out of here. Sometimes it's hard to see these diagonal moves, but that would have saved him. But okay, so now blue's under attack. You always got to look out for bombardments. And okay, blue's coming forward, you know, wanting to create threats on the HQ. That's not bad. This, I mean, this is already feels kind of free, but red doesn't see it. Red may be just unaware of how powerful the paratrooper can be, and how hard it is to attack in GHQ. It's very rare that an attack is just overwhelming. Usually there's always holes. In fact, there's a hole right here as well. But red, you know, doesn't see that the infantry's under attack, decides, hey, I'm going to counterattack. But the thing you have to realize is every time you move a piece, the board changes. And what was this piece doing? What was this artillery doing before? It was guarding the square in front of this D4 artillery. And so while I don't necessarily dislike the fact that red's getting control of these light squares and restricting the movement of blue, at the same time, the dark squares are Swiss cheese for red. I mean, look at all these squares that red can be attacked on. This is already a blunder. This is like a completely free artillery that blue can just take and end up with a very strong diagonal. Blue would still have to move this out of the way, but I mean, how is red ever gonna attack over here? They have no infantry, and you can't attack without infantry. But blue doesn't see this here and just says, okay, I'm gonna start creating my own threats. And actually, blue doesn't. Blue is getting cute and saying like, oh, I'm gonna trap your HQ, but misses the fact that this infantry is just an infantry, and as soon as your turn's over, that's a free capture. It's a free capture. Red doesn't have to do anything, and red just wins that piece for free. And now blue, this is looking a little suspicious, you know? Like, blue doesn't actually have the attack that they thought they had. Red kind of dances around a little bit, gets out of trouble. Probably should have taken here, but okay. Nothing too crazy. Blue just starting to extricate themselves. And yeah, like, blue came in with the attack, missed this, and has to kind of reconsolidate. And now we're seeing that blue's front is now in the 5th rank. Red's is on the 4th rank. And we're going to see what happens from here. Red just consolidating. You know, I've been seeing more people bring their HQs into the center. And it's actually a pretty interesting strategy that I might try and use myself some more, because it just, the HQ feels safer in the middle. Feels like it has more flexibility. It can kind of go anywhere. But okay, so the both players just kind of developing, and this is, nice tempo move, just starting to attack. Uh, I like this move because blue has very nice control of the squares around the heavy artillery. You'll hear me always harp on how I hate diagonals, but like, how does red get in here? Like, the red can't, and so red has to kind of carefully back up. And I think what we're going to see is red realize the plan. Red's going to realize the plan that, hey, this is where I'm strong. I'm going to attack on the left side. Blue hops forward, and this shield wall, this like 3 pieces in a row, it looks powerful. But this is 3 infantry, and they're not exactly defending each other. And so red can actually jump in with 2 infantry, win one of them, and now you've got a 3-on-2. And blue's attack over here is done. It's just done. But red, I think, really not realizing just how powerful the paratrooper can be, and saving it for a rainy day. But that might end up being a mistake. So red, seeing the plan, starting to make attacks over here, but while this looked strong, blue is able to just take the infantry, and after that falls, take the artillery, and this is looking dicey. Red, doing a good job of defending, but blue's able to take that infantry as well, and now really needs to start running. He gets out of the way, and he deploys some more infantry. This is one of the benefits of keeping some infantry around, is you can deploy those defensively. And now you have a 2-on-2. You just have a 2-on-2. Now, if I was blue, I might consider something like this, get the 3-on-2 and try and keep the attack up. But I also totally see the wanting to be safe and just backing up and kind of recollecting yourself and attacking over here, defending yourself. But red jumps in with the paratrooper. He saved that paratrooper the whole game for the right moment, grabs the heavy artillery, and starts charging in. And this actually looks like, kind of looks like blue's getting trapped. Blue's able to pick back up the paratrooper and deploy, but still, this looks pretty scary for blue. If I'm blue, I'm shaking in my boots right now. This infantry, I think, just falls, and like, how do you even stop this? Okay, so blue finds a way. Blue finds a way to stop this, but doesn't realize that as soon as this infantry falls, red can just jump in and take this infantry, take this artillery. But blue doesn't see it. He backs out after some time and moves his infantry up and misses that. Now moving this infantry up, it looks like it's a threat, but it actually leaves the defense of this square. This artillery falls, and now blue is just coming in for the attack, is able to pick up, red shuffles around a little bit trying to figure out what to do. Blue is able to grab that infantry, grab that artillery, and from here, blue's just going to march in their super mobile pieces, and this is going to be a pretty quick win for blue. Doesn't even need to pick up this artillery, just saying, hey man, you're stuck here. Now, even here, red can fight back and grab a 3-on-2, but misses that idea. Is just trying to get out of the way. And blue comes in, grabs some infantry. Blue just has a decisive advantage with the high mobility on these infantry, and red, trying their best, but cutting off the escape is a beautiful maneuver, and blue is able to time the pieces correctly to take out the defender and end up with the 2-on-1. GG. Blue is able to pick up the win with a very exciting game. And so I think there were some really interesting strategic and tactical patterns in this game. I hope you guys enjoyed kind of learning a little bit more about the game and how it's played. Definitely come join us on Discord. Join us on Twitch every Tuesday night, GHQ Tuesdays, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern. And we'll see you next time.